a lot, but I think what they're looking for by 2035 is really juice up that market cap to 8.5 trillion. And if you look at the operational targets that's tied to it, it definitely confirms that this company is moving towards AI, robotics, robotaxi.
And there you heard it, folks. For those of you who don't know, I am Dave, a 10 plus year intellectual property attorney, dealing with everything from copyrights, trademarks, trade secrets, as well as patents. And for those of you who don't know, it seems like Tesla's board, I should say, has agreed to Elon with the new pay package that could net him $1 trillion if all the milestones are carried out. And I think it's over the course of 10 years. You heard the gentleman, which I'll get back to finish that video. The gentleman talked about how they're moving towards AI and robotics and things of that sort. We'll go through the milestones here really quickly of what Elon Musk need to hit to get to that $1 trillion pay package. But ultimately, man, I wanted to kind of do this video, and I kind of debated whether or not I wanted to bring or talk about this subject. But I do think it's important because we all hear about AI, artificial intelligence. I was at a meeting with with a friend earlier today, and he's a patent attorney as well. And we're talking about kind of how AI is going to affect all of our jobs. And this kind of really made me think like, okay, yeah, I need to do a video on this because, again, we need to all have not only just, we need to diversify our portfolio, not put everything in that one basket as it relates to, whatever your career is. It was kind of back in my hometown of Muskegon, a long time, factory or essentially a bread store that's been around for decades. They just closed shop all of a sudden. The next thing you know, people who've been there for 10, 20 years, they're without a job. So I think as AI continue to affect us all, we all need to be understanding that, hey, man, there's other things that we can do. And for me as a patent attorney, one of those other things that I always want to try to push out there is start a business, come up with a product, come up with a service, and being able to monetize or protect it via intellectual property, protect the brand name via a trademark, do the copyright to the extent that is novel and non-obvious. You can get a patent on it, protect the product or the service by way of a patent so that you are protected that way, and then kind of get it out to people. Use AI, leverage AI to your benefit in that way, and kind of sell it, your product or your service, whatever the case may be, to people, and kind of diversify your portfolio as it relates to that. We're going to check out this, some of his milestones. And I can tell you guys just from kind of looking at this ahead of time, a lot of his milestones are tied to essentially taking a lot of people's jobs. So it's not like they're coming out with these robots or coming out with these self-driving cars or whatever the case may be for the sake of coming out with it. This stuff is going to affect everybody's job, but particularly a certain demographic. But again, I just want people to kind of start thinking about, hey, what can you go into business for yourself in? And hey, look to start doing that, because I'll tell you what, man, this AI is going to change how we think about everything or how we see everything, and create this wider gap between the haves and the have-nots. So that was some of my initial thoughts. Please hit that like button for the YouTube algorithm. Hit that subscribe button to be a part of the IP community. Let's take a look at what this gentleman has to say. Then kind of we'll wrap things up. Let's go.
So what are some of the hurdles that are out there for Mr. Musk to maybe eventually get this package?
It's not going to be easy for him, and it's probably designed to be that way so that it make sure the shareholders will vote for the proposal. Don't make it too easy for him. So the easy lift is really 20 million vehicle delivery. That's going to be a no-brainer, easy to get to, given that it ships about 1.8 million a year already. But the tough part.
So again, I think I want to clarify, because I think they ship 8 million. I think not 1.8 million. I think he was saying something about they ship 1.8 million vehicles already. I think Tesla, and I can look this up to confirm to see how many vehicles do Tesla. I don't want to kind of get this guy wrong, but I heard it was 8 million on another platform, and going from 1.8 million to 20 million is a lot larger than going from 8 million to 20 million. So let's see your Tesla vehicles sales. Let's see here. Vehicle, I should say deliveries. So he has to get to, one of the things he has to get to 20 million cars delivered. Oh, he is at 1.8. So it seems like he's at 1.8. So I do stand corrected. So he's at 1.8 million, or Tesla is at 1.8 million vehicles delivered as of right now. And over the course of this 10-year plan, he has to get to 20 million, which this gentleman thinks that that's the easiest out of all the goals. So let's get back to it and see what else goals that he has to accomplish to get this to become the world's first trillionaire. Some people may think that it's not going to take him longer than 10 years to get to $1 trillion, but let's go.
Our tough part is really a 50% take rate on FSD, the full self-driving.
So again, I want to talk about that. So they're saying out of those 20 million cars, 10 million of those cars, 50% FSD. The take rate has to be 50%, which means that out of those 20 million cars that they're delivering, Tesla is, half of those, or 10 million, have to be self-driving cars. And let me tell you, if the taxi companies thought that Uber and Lyft were kind of a game changer or kind of taking their business, hey, just think when you have taxis and whatnot, and nobody's driving them. They're self-driving cars. So again, they're talking about 10 million self-driving cars being on the road over the next 10 years. Who do you think that's going to affect? Uber drivers? I know a lot of people, and I'm talking about family members included, who are driving Lyft, or are doing DoorDash, who's doing Uber Eats to try to supplement their income. And again, to the extent that you have taxis or self-driving cars, obviously, I guess you still need somebody to do DoorDash and Uber Eats to kind of go get the food or whatnot. But if you're doing taxis and Lyft rides and just being able to shuttle people back and forth without having a driver, some people may prefer that because they'll have to talk to the driver. So again, that's going to take a lot of Uber, Lyft, what's the other one? Uber, Lyft, people ride. So again, think about that and understand how this stuff is going to affect you. So far, what, 20 million electric vehicles delivered in 10 years, 10 million or 50% of those have to be self-driving vehicles. Let's see another milestone.
Million shipments on robots.
And you guys may have missed that one. Let me see if I can go back.
And 1 million shipments on robots.
1 million shipments on robots. This kind of seems interesting because right now you don't see too many robots around. Little to none. I would imagine that you have some in some kind of test areas, but just think over the next 10 years, if Elon Musk hits his goal, it would be 1 million robots. Now, some of those may not be these human boys or human robots, whatever they call them. They may be kind of robots that maybe are for manufacturing purposes, but I would imagine that out of those million, you're going to have a fair amount of human robots. And again, I just think that's going to continue to take jobs, especially certain type of jobs that people don't value, or society, I should say, don't value as much. So just understand, if your job can be taken by a robot, this probably covers you, and you should be thinking about different ways to start another business and protecting your intellectual property so that you are not, when this kind of apocalypse comes, you're not hit hard with it. Let's kind of hear one more, and then we'll wrap this thing up.
And so those are really, really tough to get. The third thing is really the EBITDA, adjusted EBITDA of 400 billion. Between getting there between now and 2035.
So yeah,
so yes,
the last one is 400 billion EBITDA, which we're not going to talk about that in detail. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. We're talking about 1 million robots. We're talking about 20 million electric vehicles. Out of those 20 million, we're talking about 10 million being self-driving. So again, if this works and Elon Musk gets his $1 trillion in 10 years, it's going to be a ton of people out of a job. I can tell you that. And I guess the interesting thing about this, man, Elon Musk is probably the only CEO where they're trying to do things to get him engaged. Typically, CEOs come in and they're kind of, hey, do what you need to do or you're out. And it seems like in this case, Tesla, that's how successful Elon Musk, or much of a one-on-one CEO that Elon Musk is that the board is coming up with this pay package to keep him engaged and keep him with the company as opposed to trying to kind of push him out. So let me know what you guys think about this. Like I said, man, you guys want to protect that intellectual property, start those businesses, because over the next 10 years, if this thing comes true, this pay package comes true, and Elon Musk becomes the world's first trillionaire, it's going to be millions out of a job. So let me know what you guys think. Like I said, please hit that like button for the YouTube algorithm. Hit that subscribe button to be a part of the IP community. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this one. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Take care. Peace.